Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome, welcome, welcome around the globe to Kangen Water Radio. Mr. Hope, I have to give a sound check. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfectly.
Oh, okay, awesome. So I'm in my car, so we're doing this mobile style. So I don't have all the bells and whistles and zings and audio visuals, but I've got all the love. So welcome. Today we are going to consider, clarify, and possibly correct some of the conventional wisdom around Kangen water technology. Today is call number 433. And we're talking about the liver today. You know, there used to be an old movie called Support Your Local Sheriff. And I thought, you know, the liver is like the sheriff of the body. So we're going to talk about the liver today. But first, Mr. Terrence Hope, an Adject 6A distributor extraordinaire, is going to bring us some knowledge about Kangen water technology. Mr. Hope, are you able to take it away, sir?
Sure, will. Just need one more quick moment and I'll be right there. Stand by.
Okay, so while we stand by, I just want to welcome everyone to the call from around the globe and just say how much we love having you here on Kangen Water Radio and remind you that all the replays are the replays are available on YouTube, and this replay will be up on YouTube just a little later today. So welcome to the call, and I will stand by with you. Okay, while we stand by, I will introduce myself. I'm Dr. Lisa Singletary, your trusted health navigator, also your virtual keto coach. And Mr. Hope is, well, we are standing by for Mr. Terrence Hope, the vigilant, consistent, persistent health advocate and health influencer to the stars and to the globe. And together, we bring you the best of both worlds, wherever we are in the world. Mr. Hope from his secret bunker underneath a nondescript building somewhere on the northern hemisphere of the globe. We don't know. He was looking pretty tanned last time, pretty sun-kissed last time. So we don't know how close he is to the equator, but you're welcome. And I am in my mobile office, which is my car. And hopefully I'll be able to, I'm gonna park soon. Okay, good. All right, so I will temporarily suspend mobile operations and park my car so I can give full concentration to you, Kangen Water Nation. All right, so like I said, we're talking about Kangen water today. We're talking about the liver, and you know, they just may have something in some areas in common. And I've got two great articles for you that will be in the call resources a little later. So I'm excited for today's content. But today, Mr. Hope is going to start off.
Absolutely. So,
right.
yes, thank you, Dr. Singletary. And I'm excited for today's content as well. And I'm also excited about your mobile health clinic that you run as you go from here to there to spread the good news and the good information about hydration, nutrition, and detoxification, and how we can all be healthier by having the things that we need foremost and first, you know, for our health benefits. And so as well, Very, very glad. And as I pause my video just for one moment, I'm also very glad that we are all here today to learn about those things that are most important for our health. Just want to bring it a little bit closer. You can see me a little better, so that we have what we need for health benefits. Now, it's a little warm outside, so I'm spinning my little fan above there, you know, but maybe that'll make you cooler as well and give you more health benefits. So once again, glad to be here on the Kangen Water Health and Information Call, both with myself, Terrence Hope, 6A distributor with the Kangen Water machines, actually more like a 6A2, but I'll tell you about that another time, and with Dr. Lisa Singletary, MD, who is here with us every week to give us the health information that we need, that we understand truly what Kangen water is, how Kangen water works within the body, and how to use it properly for our health benefits. Yeah. So today I'll begin the call all about our Kangen water machines. And as usual, I will begin, as I like to say, at the beginning. Yeah. So what is Kangen water? So today, Dr. Singletary is going to speak today about liver support and the important aspects of that. We talk about the liver, we talk about one of the major organs in the body that's responsible for a plethora of functions, maybe more than you know. You know, one of the major functions as well has to do with filtering out toxins in the body, but there are many more that Dr. Singletary will go over, yeah? So one of those primary functions that the Kangen water machines have a benefit of providing is the detoxification factor that is so important for your body's health. I was just having a conversation just this afternoon in the UK with someone who had a question about body weight and weight loss, and you know how the body can best perform that. And so what I went over with that person was the importance of detoxification. They mentioned that maybe about a year ago they'd gotten on a new nutrition plan, so they've got a little bit extra weight going on in their body. They wanted to get healthier. They wanted to lose weight. They wanted to do better. And so what did they do? They went forward and they began a nutrition plan, some nutrition product they found out there, right? So that's great. But they found they did not get any results. And so I explained to her is that, you know, you want to make sure that you remove problems while you put in the new things you need. So if you want to do something to improve your health, you always have to begin with expelling that which does not belong there. We talk about a detoxification program, right? So you want to remove the toxicity. By removing the toxicity, now you can clear the area. You know, the colon, the digestive tract can build up with so many contaminants from our food systems that have not been beneficial for us for years. And so we could end up with a toxic load where the body cannot actually eliminate toxicity the way it properly needs to. And if you cannot remove toxicity the way your body primarily needs to, then you can end up with a high toxic load that causes toxicity instead of leaving the body, like for example, when we go to the loo, the bathroom or whatever, right? Backs up into the system and kicks back up into the bloodstream. Toxicity that flows to the bloodstream can easily end up in one of your major organs, and that toxic load can cause a pH imbalance, which we can call an organ dysfunction. And you don't want that, because you have an organ dysfunction that can lead to chronic illness, and it can lead to major problems, right, for your health. So what you want to do then is to remove toxicity. You clear the pathway of the colon, digestive tracts, whatever was in there before, or the junk food that one might have eaten over the course of their life is now gone. And now your digestion is actually now more open to both absorb nutrition and expel toxicity. And then you can see your body get healthier. As a matter of fact, the fatty cells in the body can actually build up with a toxic load because the colon is compromised and not able to remove toxicity. And that toxic load going throughout the bloodstream will also end up as an immune response in your fatty cells. Your body will actually produce fat cells to trap toxins to protect your major organs if your body's not able to eliminate toxicity. And those toxins in the fatty cells, you know, of course, the greater number of fatty cells you have, the greater toxic load you have, right? So what you want to do is what? Detoxify the body. And in detoxifying, you remove toxicity from the fatty cells, from the major organs, from the colon, everywhere. Then your body can get rid of toxins the normal way, going to the bathroom and whatever. And then your body can also eliminate toxicity from the fatty cells through a detoxification program. And once those toxins are gone from those fatty cells, the body will perform an action of dissipating the fatty cells, because it's only there as an immune response. So if the fat cells that cause the immune response, if the toxicity is removed from the fat cells that cause the immune response, there's no more a need for the fatty cells, and then your body can actually kind of lose weight. So we like to talk about one of the greatest ways you can do that with water, and what best water to use, but an antioxidant water. And we like to talk about that when it comes to Kangen water. Yes. So the Kangen water is antioxidant. Yeah. Hold on one second. Just something. Perform a little task. All right. This forms a little task for you on the side of things. So we want to remove that toxicity. And Kangen water, one of the best ways to do that. It's an antioxidant water, yeah? So here today, we look at some of our Kangen water machines, the Kangen 8 machine, the Platinum SD501, the SD501 Prime, and these are some of the major units that people have all over the world, right? And we explain what these Kangen water machines very simply, right? So the Enagic company in Japan produces these Kangen water machines, and they have them all over the world. What's our motto? Change your water, change your life, right? That's a trademark from the Enagic Kangen water company. What is Kangen water? As I explain every week, Kangen water is an electrolyzed reduced water. You know, someone asked me one time why I explain that every week, why I say it again and again, because the explanation of alkaline water was so prevalent over the past 20 years now, roughly, that people always think of Kangen water as alkaline water. They have gone out of their way to go find water that is alkaline, not realizing that, you know, drinking an alkaline water is not actually the same thing as drinking a Kangen water. Kangen water is an antioxidant water. Alkaline water in the store is not antioxidant. You know, it's just mineralized. So people think it's the same as Kangen water. So I've constantly had to re-explain that. Even when I constantly re-explain that, people come back with, oh, alkaline water. So I've got to re-explain that, you know, so that people really understand it clearly, yeah? So Kangen water, what is it? Electrolyzed reduced water. What is electrolyzed reduced water? It's produced in a process where electricity comes in contact with water, yeah? So when electricity hits water, as it does in our Kangen water machines, you get an antioxidant effect. The Kangen water now being antioxidant, when you drink it, you remove toxicity. What do I have next on my list? So here's an example of one of our Kangen water machines in a bigger picture. You see there are different settings on the machine that include the antioxidant waters of 8.5 through 9.5. That's 8.5, 9.0, 9.5 Kangen waters. They're all antioxidant waters. The pH is simply an indication of the volume of antioxidant molecules in the water at a time. So the 8.5 is a mild detox, 9.0 is mid-range, 9.5 is the highest level of antioxidant effect. Clean water on our machine is denoted as our neutral pH water. So Kangen water is hit by electricity at the 8.5 to 9.5 levels. The clean water is a neutral pH water that is not hit by electricity. It is simply a neutral water. So if you don't want to detoxify, you'll drink this water. Sometimes people will take a medication and they want to make sure that they're going to absorb the medication without detoxing it, right? So they'll take the clean, or the neutral pH water that machines call clean water. All the water is clean. They should just call this neutral water, but they call it that, right? So it's neutral pH water. Acid water is a mild acid water, also known as on the machines as a beauty water. Beauty water is used on your skin and on your hair. Highly beneficial, removes bacteria under the pores, that allows your pores to then close up, smooth out, ergo, beauty water, right? Strong Kangen and strong acid water are the two settings at the orange button setting, the last setting on the machine. Those two settings denote the 11.5 as an antioxidant water for your foods. You'll actually remove toxicity. No, you'll remove oil-based pesticides from your produce, fruits and vegetables. You can also put the fruits and vegetables in your water to soak, which is better than rinsing. Do the same with your chicken, fish, meat, whatever, right? And that's how you will remove toxicity or remove pesticides from your fruits and vegetables and your foods. It's almost like a hyper koshering process that they do in the Jewish and Muslim communities, yeah? Mostly Jewish communities, I guess, yeah? So strong acid water is our strong hypochlorous acid water that is used to kill bacteria, kill mold, prevent mold, kill viruses, sprayed on surfaces. Excellent. These two water systems have different functions as well, but those are a couple of the keys. So Kangen water and antioxidant water. The Kangen water machines, 7 different types of water for different purposes. 3 for antioxidant water for your drinking, 1 for your face and skin and hair, others for surfaces to remove contaminants and viruses and bacteria. A multifaceted machine, electrically processed, benefits for you and your health and your family. Excellent machine, highly recommend, yeah? So these are what Kangen water machines are. These are some of the selections I showed at the beginning. The Kangen 8 machine, the SD501 Platinum, the SD501 Prime. The difference in these machines, the SD501 series of machines have electrical circuits with metal plates on them, as do all of the machines. And the SD501 series has 7 plates on the electrical circuit. The Kangen 8 machines have 8 plates on the electrical circuit. The more plates you have on the electrical circuit, the stronger the antioxidant effect. There's a 7 plate in the SD501, 8 plates in the K8. There's only 1 plate difference, yeah? So you can get the benefits you need from either of these machines. The K8, being our new top of the line unit for the past 5 or 6 years or so or more, has a universal power supply system, so that when you use this type of machine, you can carry it anywhere in the world, plug it into any electrical socket, and it's going to work, right? Without using a power converter. Excellent machine, highly recommended. It has 8 plates on the circuit, so it's very, very strong. It has settings on it that are digital to adjust for the acid level issues that may be in your source water, if you have any. Most tap water systems throughout the world tend to be more neutral in pH. So excellent piece of system to have. The SD501 series, the 7 plate in the machines, it's 1 plate difference. They don't have the same universal power supply system as the K8, but they're also highly beneficial. They've been our flagship units for the past maybe 15 years or more, 17 years. So you can choose between what you like. This platinum metallic cover and this original SD501, they're really the same machine inside the unit, in the workings of the unit. The difference is the decorative exterior. So if you like a decorative exterior, you can get the platinum SD501, same as the SD501. You want the special features of the K8, you get the Kangen 8 machine. Kangen 8 machine is about 1,000 pounds or $1,000 or euros difference between that and the SD501. So if you want to save money, get the SD501. If you need the special features of the K8, being a top of the line unit, you get the top of the line unit. That's the Kangen 8 machine. All right. So there's a little overview of our machines. So there's your SD501, platinum SD501, and you saw the Kangen 8 earlier. So Kangen water is an electrolyzed reduced water created through a process where electricity comes in contact with water, and that produces an antioxidant effect in our units. There's a lot of data on our machines. If you want to look up the health benefits of what Kangen water is, don't look up Kangen water. That's our brand name. There are many documents about Kangen water and whatever people want to say. You want to look up the science term regarding Kangen water. That science term is electrolyzed reduced water, electrolyzed reduced water. You look up that term, you get to see what the science says about our machines, and there's about 13,000, 14,000 science reviews over the past 10 years on this type of water. Look up whatever subject matter you want, weight loss, diabetes, cancers, whatever the case is, and they'll tell you what their findings have been when they've done studies on electrolyzed reduced water. PubMed.gov has a litany of records on papers and science reviews on this and clinical trials available. I highly recommend you look that up. So what's happening in our machines? The water is being hit with electricity, yeah? So when you hit water with electricity, you're gonna do something very special and unique to the water molecule. So here's your electricity, here's your water molecule, H2O is our symbol for water. And then you're gonna hit that with electricity, kapow, as I like to say, right? And when you do that, you're gonna cause a division in the water molecule where H2O will break down to its molecular structures of OH negative and H plus. That's what H2O is made of. So we're gonna divide it into two. And in our machines, we're really looking at this particular molecule because it gives us a measuring tool of the overall volume of antioxidant ions in the water at a time. So, overview, we're going to take water, hit it with electricity. Electricity will divide that water down into its elements, and one of those elements being OH negative, known as an hydroxide ion. This is the alkaline molecule everyone talks about, right? But we use that as a measuring tool because there's a ratio of maybe 1 to 10, 1 to, volume of the 1 to 100 of the volume of antioxidant ions in the water. Nice little diagram here shows you what happens after the water is struck by lightning and how you've got the OH negative hydroxide ion here. You got water molecules connecting to it, but also imagine you've got a lot of antioxidant ions that are produced in the water. And that is what is responsible for the antioxidant benefits of a Kangen water and electrolyzed reduced water in its science definition. Yeah. So H2O hits by water, divided into segments. You get our alkaline molecule that lets us know there's a great deal more other molecules involved in antioxidant effect of the water. Here you see the process internally where electricity is hitting water inside the electrical circuit. And you see a lot of different molecular structures occurring here. These are involved in the antioxidant effect of the water, hydrogen ions and so forth, yeah. If you look up some articles on it, you want to see some science information about the antioxidant effect of electrolyzed reduced water. Here's one you can go and take a look at as an excerpt. Science Direct is the publication. Article's name is Trends in Food, Science, and Technology. That was published back in February 2012 in Science Direct. You can look that up while you look up different things regarding electrolyzed reduced water. Yeah, and here it'll talk about as a common mechanism in electrolyzed reduced water, acronym ERW, water is reduced by electrical energy, rock energy, and other energy to produce active hydrogen and nanoparticles. We'll go on to talk about the antioxidants, right? So look these types of things up. This is where you understand the basic science benefits, yeah? So we want to have an antioxidant effect in our water. We have meters that measure the antioxidant effect called oxidative reduction potential meters. They will show on their screens either a negative number or a positive number. When you measure that with Kangen water, you always see a very high negative number. We look that same thing up regarding something like a carbonated beverage, like a soda, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, whatever. You'll see more of a positive number. Positive numbers let you know those substances are oxidizing, holding toxins, and maybe creating toxicity. Negative numbers let you know they're antioxidant and responsible for and able to remove toxicity from the body. Yeah. So understand this, that the water is antioxidant. See where I am. So your water, your body is mostly water. The kind of water you have in the body will be responsible for its performance and cell function. Antioxidant water like Kangen water will do you well. Watch out for junk foods, very bad for you, cause high toxicity, and something you have to detox from the body, which we can do very well with a Kangen. Now, remember this, as I always say, the body is not entirely alkaline. You hear a lot of stories about alkaline water. You have to remember that it's not entirely alkaline. What you're doing with Kangen water is you're removing toxicity so that your body can best maintain its own internal pH. High toxicity can interrupt the body's ability to maintain pH balance. And if your body is out of balance from its pH level in different organs, then any kind of chronic illness can occur. So what we want to do with an electrolyzed reduced Kangen water is to produce an antioxidant effect to keep your body toxic free and performing well while properly hydrated and properly energized. Here it says pH values of the human body. Fluids in the human body function to provide digestion, lubrication, nutrient, and oxygen transportation and protection. To perform these functions, the pH level, I should say here, must be varied to match the bodily function. Overall levels of acidity or alkalinity are measured on a pH scale and must be carefully controlled in each body fluid. So you can see here, the stomach acids are in the acidic range, which is below a 7 on our pH scale, 1 to 3.5. You can see here that the lower stomach, small and large intestines range below a 7 in the acidic range, 4.0 to 7.0. You can see the heart and bloodstream ranges in the more the alkaline range, 7.0 to 7.45. And there's a variation of pHs in different organs, like the urine could be from a 4.5 acid level to an 8.0 alkaline level, depending on the digestion or detoxification that's occurring at the time. Saliva can range at an acidic level from 6.0 to an alkaline level of 7.4. So your body's not entirely alkaline. So you hear anyone saying that, you want to correct them. What you're doing with the Kangen water is removing toxicity, as the body is self-regulating and maintaining its own pH in different organs. Being toxic-free enables it to do that better and easier. That's the task of the Kangen water. That's what we do with the Kangen water, and that's what it's all about. So watch out for alkaline water in the store. They'll be going to sell you alkaline water with minerals in them. It's a very deceptive marketing. It's not the same as a Kangen water. It is a mineral water, and minerals that are raw being added to water do not create an antioxidant effect. Only an energy source, an electrical source like Kangen water machines have will allow for that. So Kangen water, electrolyzed reduced water, not the mineral waters in the store called alkaline waters like Essentia, very popular in the US, however, not beneficial for antioxidant effects, no matter what they say. All these waters were born out of the concept that began with Kangen water. It's just that Kangen water should have been called electrolyzed reduced water. Instead, it became known as alkaline water. And because there's more than one way you can make a water alkaline, it was taken advantage of by manufacturers who now make a profit off of something that's not a benefit to you. Matter of fact, be careful, because some of these substances that are in the alkaline bottled waters are actually raw minerals. Your body cannot absorb raw minerals. They must go through a process through, plant, processing where the plants absorb minerals from the soil and they convert that to a bioavailable form and you eat them. Get that directly from the soil, can't quite absorb it, can end up with a calcium buildup. That can lead to pH imbalances. You don't want that. So just being aware, Kangen water is electrolyzed reduced water. It's processed in a process known as electricity. Beware of deceptive marketing regarding bottled water that's alkaline but not antioxidant because of the way they process it. You must go through electricity, have the energy that gives you what you need, and then your body can be self-healing in the process. I'll go through more details another time, but just so you know how you can contact us throughout the world. If you're in the UK, +44, dialing into it, 0800 086 9793. If you're in the UK, just 0800 086 9793. Contact us with questions about the machines. Happy to help, happy to answer your questions. If you're in the US, dial us at the US number, you're 866-526-4368. It's 866-526-4368 in the US. Happy to help you with your questions on the Kangen water machines. If you are in fact in Dubai, dial us directly, 0800 018 589, 0800 018 589. And we do prefer for persons contacting us through Africa and throughout Europe and the greater world to contact us through our UK number. We handle all international calls to that line. And then, of course, specifically in the US for Americans or Canadians, and in Dubai, in the Middle East, in the UAE. Reach us at our websites, kangenwaternation.com, kangenwaterlondon.uk, Kangen Water Dubai for more information in your regions. And we're always happy to help with that. All right. So just want to double check to see if our illustrious, as she likes to call me, Dr. Lisa Singletary is available to begin her segment on liver health and liver support. She's got a great deal of information to share with us that can be beneficial to all. And let me go back to my section here, make sure I'm not pinned in there somewhere. Where am I? It might be pinned in your something. There I will move the pin. Dr. Singletary, might you be ready now? Otherwise, I can just go over just a couple more segments I do have available on the Kangen water. Dr. Singletary? Let's see here. There you are. All right. So she may not be ready just yet. Whenever she is, she can just jump on in and she can go over the portions that she has to talk about on the liver and your liver health. There was one segment that I left out just as a reminder, right? That your body is self-healing, right? Right down to the depths of the bones, starting at the surface of the skin. You know that if you have a scratch on your skin, what do you normally do? You put a Band-Aid on it, right? You put that Band-Aid on it because you know that you can actually, well, you know, the skin is self-healing. Since a child, whatever scrapes and cuts you may have gotten, they heal pretty quickly. And some of those scratches, I've never seen again. It's like magic, right? Now you see me, now you don't, yeah? On the surface of the skin, the body is self-healing and we're well aware of that. We look down to the depths of the bones. If there's a slight fracture to a bone or if there's a break to it or whatever, unfortunate incidents, but we know that we put a cast on that to keep the bones still and the proper position that they were established to be at, so that we, in the self-healing process of the bones, make sure the bones are properly aligned. Yeah. So in the same way, understand that nothing magical is happening here in terms of your doctor's visit. Your bones have to heal themselves, and the cast is just to keep it still while it does that. So it's a self-healing process. They might give you painkillers to keep the pain away, but they're not able to do anything more than that. You have to wait for your body to take care of itself. So what does that mean? It means that your body is self-healing, yeah? Right down to the depths of the bones, right up to the surface of the skin. But what you might not realize is that that same self-healing ability continues throughout the body, right down to the cellular level, as long as your body has proper detoxification, proper hydration, and proper nutrition, because your body has to eat, right? Has to absorb from the earth, right? In order to be healthy, the bones, the muscles, the organs, right? So now you've got what you need in your system for it to take care of itself. So when you look at different type of chronic illnesses, you might be able to observe by looking at some of the natural science reviews that are available out there about self-healing ability. Think of the animals in the wild, right? All our little furry and whatever woodly creatures are living outside, but notice how they don't have the same prevalence of chronic illnesses that humans have these days. They're not running to dialysis centers. They're not known for having cancers, a little butterfly here, right? They're not known for dealing with diabetes, not dealing with high blood pressure. None of those things are occurring. You see that in the human population, and you see it in the pets or animals that humans take care of, cats and dogs. Why? Cats and dogs are eating processed foods. We can call it dog food and cat food if we want to, but it goes through a process, right? So there could be easily toxic contaminants dealing with that, inflammation in the digestive tract, anything that might equal to an issue on in the body systems. But if they eat in the wild, eat the produce and protein that's available out there, drink the water that they have access to, they don't have the same issues. It doesn't occur until it comes to what we are providing. Yeah. So eat properly, proper nutrition, proper hydration, proper detoxification, and the body can be where it needs to be. Yeah. So we are promoters of the Kangen water machines as antioxidant units, highly beneficial. And we do look forward to questions that you might have going forward. I'm going to pause for 1 second, one more, just see if Dr. Singletary might be ready just yet, or just give a shout out, Dr. Singletary, if you need a little more time. And we'll entertain some questions right now on the Kangen water machines. that I could take from the general audience. Dr. Singletary, one more time. Let's just make sure you have everything to be on board. Love your hair, it looks wonderful. Let's see where you are. 1 second. So you're trying to come aboard. 1 second. All right, there you are. Can you unmute yourself? Really? Can you do it now? I just hit a button that might have helped to do that. Might get you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, stand by 1 second. I'm gonna pass the controls over to you. Now you're the host. Might have more control now, yes? All right, all right. Give you a second, give you a second. And while she's doing that, there you are, Dr. Singletary. I hear you now.
No, find my other picture. I'm gonna get off on this. This is my phone, but I'm on twice.
I see. So let's see. Do I see you twice? Yeah, I do see you twice. Stand by. See you twice, but I can't do anything with the other one. Ah, there you are.
Here we go.
And aren't we looking lovely? All right, so we can hear you now. That's good. Might want to hear you just a little bit louder.
I had to assign
There you
myself
are.
as the host
I
because you
see.
gave me the host power on
You
the
got the
phone
power.
line. Okay. I think we've got it, but
There you
let
are.
me make you the co-host. So
We share
I'm
the
sharing
power.
the power. I have to share the power.
Wonder
with
Twin
you,
power activated.
But I can't hear you because my speaker wasn't on. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, yeah, la, 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 la. There we are.
I hear you. All right. Well, this
Welcome
has been
aboard.
quite the morning.
Yes.
But thank you everyone for being here. And yes, I am. Thank you, Mr. Hope. I did hear your comments and they were amazing. And you were right. It's like we did the Vulcan mind meld before because you were talking about the detoxification process and how the liver. Now, did you, I couldn't see because I was driving. Did you show the fish bowl, the fish in your fish bowl?
I just happened to have shown the fish bowl. Although
That's
I kind of
perfect.
skimmed by it, didn't quite go into detail. But I do have a little fish bowl available with our pets in tow. And I can as well, maybe I can as well share just that little slide while you're doing what you're doing. There you are, fish bowl.
Well, remember, we interviewed the fish kind of on the last call to figure out what does the fish really need, right? And
Yes.
the fish needed hydration, detoxification, and complete nutrition. And the hydration, you gave us full info on Kangen water. Complete nutrition, well, we know how we feed the fish, and we have to feed ourselves and our cells properly. But the liver is our main filter for the body, just like you said, Mr. Hope. And so we're going to talk about how to support your liver. Now, I'm looking for the articles I picked out for today. And boy, a lot of things happened in the last few hours. So here's the first article. And I'll tell you, as with many things, I don't agree 100% with every single thing, but this article has a lot of value for us. And that is, the title is 6 Simple Ways to Detox Your Liver. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Awesome, thanks. And let me just pin myself there. All right. So, and trust me, I have read numerous articles on the liver, on detoxing the liver, on the individual components needed for the metabolic processes. And this article was really a great summary. And it's the only article where the number one way, well, should I keep you in suspense? I'll keep you in suspense. Okay, here we go. So the overall summary, the liver may not be the CEO of the body, but it is still sitting in one of the corner offices. For an organ that measures just 2 to 4 inches and weighs 2 to 3 pounds, I've seen a lot bigger livers than those, just saying. The liver has 2 titles. It's an organ and it's a gland. So that should give you an idea that it has multiple functions, right? More than 500 roles to carry out on a day-to-day basis. As the second largest organ after the skin, and the first, you might have heard the liver is the largest, it's the largest solid organ. It has some weighty responsibilities that can't be delegated. The liver is also the only organ, this is fascinating, that can lose up to 75% of its mass and still regrow back to full size. Isn't that amazing? While most
Wow.
people are aware that overuse of alcohol can cause damage to the liver, this is far from the only way the liver sustains damage. When the liver becomes damaged or compromised, it can't do its job of detoxing the body as well. So, what is our first rule of nutrifying the body? Avoid the bad foods. Why? We're protecting the liver. Same way the first entrance of water into our Kangen machines is the silver impregnated grain or activated charcoal filter, right? It's protecting the rest of the machine and us. So filtration is very, very important. And having a clean filter that is fully functional is super important. So 6 simple ways to detox the liver, that's cleaning the filter. And that's keeping our filter functional. So let's get to the number one way. Ding, 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 ding. Drink more water. Now, is this person fully water enlightened? No, but they do make some good points. So I'm going to read this. So simple liver detox remedies can often seem, well, simplistic. But here, the simple truth is that water helps the liver move toxins through its own cellular systems and speed them on their way out of your body. But not just any water will do to have the full detoxifying benefit. True, true, true. Here's where they only get part of the picture. Drink filtered tap water at room temperature at specific intervals of the day. Okay, so we know we need to add kapow to this equation, but filtration, very important. Times that it's consumed, very important. So they say, upon awakening, in between meals, early evening, not while eating, because we don't want to dilute the stomach acid, and not too much 2 hours before bed, because you need your sleep. Add a tiny spit. This is a nice little hint. Add a tiny pinch of salt and the spice turmeric to your water in order to accelerate its effectiveness. Can you say ukan, anyone?
Like
A good general rule of
electrolytes.
thumb is to aim for 4 liters of water per day. Stay away from carbonated water or water in plastic beverage containers. So she gets that right. Stay away. So I love that. Number 2, sweat, sweat, sweat. Now, again, not completely 100%, because you do want to have exercise. We want movement, but you don't want to have over or extreme exercise, because what does that do? It creates oxidative stress in the body. And yeah, our bodies are designed for a certain amount, a balanced amount, but we have to weigh the benefits and the risks of over exercise, because what builds up lactic acid, among other oxidative compounds. But yeah, hot yoga, well, I'm not a fan of yoga, I'm sorry. But I know people who do it and live, so okay. A nice jog, high intensity workouts, you know, as your body can tolerate, and your body will tell you when you're just trying to do too much. So, but stretching, yeah. But here's a thing that I really didn't actively think about this. We do this instinctively, but she says, just make sure to wipe away sweat as soon as possible in order to prevent the toxins from being reabsorbed back into the body. Who knew? I mean, you real athletes, you know, I'm looking at you, Mr. Hope. You guys have your towels at the ready and whatnot, but
Sounds like the after workout shower is important.
Exactly. But I was thinking about people who now wear these fans around their necks, and you know, so they're cooling down, and they're fanning, you know, causing their sweat to evaporate, but they're not necessarily wiping away the toxins that they've been excreting. So I don't know. I've made a study of that, but just sometimes the simple things work for more than one reason. Number 3, don't skimp on the Z's. You need your rest. And we talked about that. I think it was in the last call. Yeah, and the things that we need, the things the body really needs, rest was one of them. Choose anti-inflammatory foods. Reduce or remove toxins from your daily routine. Well, can we say strong alkaline water, right? Or using the strong acid water in house cleaning, in replacing so many products around the house, laundry detergent, and replacing shampoos and conditioners and the beauty water splashing on our skin, you know, replacing the soaps that you might use, and just so many ways we can use. And I really think a lot of times our units are underused. I'll speak for myself. I could use a lot more of these waters that are available to the machine from my machine than I actually do. And the more conscious I am of doing it, the more I realize, you know what? I don't need this spray. I can just use my Kangen, my strong alkaline water, or you know, the different. I'm trying to turn my phone down. The different types of water that we can make. There we go. So maybe we need to spend a little bit of time talking about all the things that these waters can do around the house. You mentioned some great things with our foods today, Mr. Hope. The koshering process, you know, the similarities to the koshering process. And then giving the digestive system some helpers. Definitely fermented foods, prebiotics, probiotics, and one of the products that I love that we have that doesn't just help the good bacteria in the microbiome, but it also fights the bad bacteria. So I just mean, we are experts at supporting the entire gastrointestinal system, not just the liver, but there's so many things that we can do. But I love that article because the number one recommendation was to drink more water. Okay, I have another article that I'm going to share. It's called 11 Foods That Are Good for Your Liver. And what I'm going to do is put them in our call resources, but I'm looking at the clock and it's 1:52, and we might have 1:52 Eastern time. We might have some questions. So if you have some questions or comments, put your hands up or type your questions into the chat. And I will keep my eye on the chat and on the hands, as we can also bring up the 11 foods that are good for the liver. Now there's a little bit of controversy around just the area of detoxing and cleansing in general. Like, some people, of course, swear by it. Some people are like, well, your body does it all the time. I think the real benefit, the real beneficial truth is somewhere in the middle. When I say that, our bodies are designed to achieve and to maintain a dynamic equilibrium, homeostasis. But in our current environment, we very often not only overtax the liver from the things that we ingest, from the foods that we eat, from the stress that we put ourselves under, from the lifestyles that we lead, the lack of stress, the overwork, but also we are bombarded from the outside with toxins, with electromagnetic radiation, with these screens that we're on. I'm so thankful for. They help me to be connected to you, but they also affect our bodies, and our livers bear the brunt of all of that toxicity that that bombards our body. So let's take a look at, and again, please raise your hands or type questions into the comments, but the 11 foods that are good for your liver. Now, in here, this is from Healthline.com. You know, I love Healthline. It's a very recent article, just a couple weeks ago, right? September 29th, it was updated. And yes, the liver is a powerhouse of an organ. It performs amazing tasks, ranging from producing proteins, cholesterol, and bile. Yeah, we actually make cholesterol. In fact, a lot of really, really smart doctors say that if we didn't make cholesterol, it would be listed as an essential nutrient. So if you know, cholesterol, please, we've discussed cholesterol on this call many times, but please get to know the truth about cholesterol, because it is not our enemy. It's definitely gotten a bad rap because our bodies need cholesterol. Our bodies make it. That's how much we need it. Okay. Storing vitamins, minerals, and even carbohydrates. It also breaks down toxins like alcohol, medications, and the natural byproducts of metabolism. What does that mean? Anything you drink, eat, or swallow. So if you smell something and then that's dissolved in your secretions and you swallow that, goes directly to your liver via the portal circulation for detoxification immediately. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Go straight to the liver. So the natural byproducts of metabolism, our bodies are creating energy constantly. And those cycles of energy creation, they cause a little bit of oxidative stress in our bodies. It's natural. We're supposed to have a little bit, and our bodies have natural antioxidants to recover from that oxidative stress. But over the years and over long periods of mineral deficiency, our bodies, particularly our livers, lose their capacity to deal with oxidative stress. Okay, so 11 best foods to keep your liver healthy. Number 1 and number 2, coffee and tea. Notice they didn't say water, right? But you will find coffee on some list. Coffee is not on every list. Tea is on just about every list. And particularly they talk about green tea the most, but a limited amount of caffeine, and we've talked about caffeine on this program. Some people vilify, but a controlled amount of caffeine, and it varies from person to person, but definitely under 400 milligrams a day can have a beneficial effect on the body. Grapefruit. Now, this is so interesting because I don't know how many of you have had a medication and it came with a warning not to eat grapefruit. The first time I heard that, I remember I was in a clinic and this drug rep came in and he was talking about a particular drug, and he was talking about how you have to tell your patients they can't eat grapefruit when they eat this drug. I'm like, when they take this medication, I'm like, what does grapefruit have to do with anything? Well, grapefruit competes with some of the enzymes in your liver. Now, your liver has, enzymes out the wazoo. For those 500 processes that the liver does, there are multiple enzymes for each one of those processes that the liver needs in order to make this metabolism work. And each one of those enzymes needs cofactors, such as vitamins and minerals. But grapefruit, for there's an enzyme that the cytochrome P450 that interferes with the grapefruit. So if you're taking medications, then if you've been told to avoid grapefruit, heed the warning. But if you're not taking medications, grapefruit has, and other citruses as well, has antioxidant power that can actually help and even protect the liver. Blueberries and cranberries, right? More antioxidants, mostly from the pigment, but we've heard about these berries, but I just love when they show up on these different lists. And it's like, you don't have to memorize all of the lists and all, just avoid the bad foods and enjoy a variety of the good foods, the protein and produce, as Mr. Hope has frequently told us. Grapes, prickly pear, beetroot juice, love, love, love. Not only because of the antioxidants, but remember, beets also help to increase nitrous oxide, which helps your endothelial cells, the lining of the blood vessels. Love it. Cruciferous vegetables, nuts, fatty fish, and olive oil if you're in Italy. If you're not in Italy, forget about the olive oil. Like you have to have the olive tree in your backyard and squeeze or press the oil out so it's fresh, 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 fresh. Other than that, we're avoiding oils. Oils are on the bad food list. Okay, so that's my little information about how to support your local liver.
I like it. So, so once again, we're thankful for everyone who's come to our call today. Thank you for coming to the Kangen Water Health and Information Call. We are here at the top of the hour, and we've come to the close of our weekly program on this Wednesday. And you can, of course, contact us throughout the week with questions. And you can also make sure if anyone still has questions today, raise your hand as we're closing out, and we'll take your questions. If you want to close us out, Singletary, I'll see if they have any more questions.
All righty, so here's your chance, everybody. But while you, and was that you? Oh, Adrian, thank you. I love your reactions. Thank you very much. While you maybe are thinking of questions, let me bring up our closing PowerPoint. So we thank you for joining us today. And I know Mr. Hope went over some of this information earlier, but I put this up more for me than for you because it reminds me to tell you that for the replay, you can go to YouTube. All you do is search Kangen Water Radio, and our full playlist is there. We have over 50 videos now. Amazing. And each video has a description box, and that description box will hold all of the article resources. The article that Mr. Hope highlighted earlier today from Science Direct. But when you do go to YouTube, we do ask you to please, please, please like us, love us, subscribe, leave comments. That really does help us. All righty, so we will see you same Kangen time, same Kangen channel on Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. UK time, 9 p.m. Dubai time. And Mr. Hope, it is getting to be the time of the year that you're going to show off your international time zone prowess, because we know not all countries will fall back at the same time.
Oh,
so
that's coming up at the end of this month, right?
That's coming up the first Sunday, I think, in either first or second Sunday in November. So we have time to prepare. We have time to get ready, but we are going to have great expectations of you, Mr. Hope. So,
by the way, as we're closing out, I do happen to see a couple of quick questions that came in before we close out the door. Let's see now. How do we take care of fatty liver? How do we take care of fatty liver? And we remind those who are on the call, thank you for your chat questions. You can also unmute yourselves and ask your questions directly. We do enjoy hearing from you, and in our international call, hearing from where you're from. So if you'd like at any time, you can unmute yourself and introduce yourself if you like in any manner, and then let us know what country you hail from. So for right now, I'll say, let's see, how do we take care of fatty liver?
Yeah, the three-pronged approach. Hydration, detoxification, complete nutrition. It's, and it's a mystery to me, the simplicity of it. But when you treat the body right, it really, really does respond in amazing ways. Now, when I say complete nutrition, we do recommend the 90 essential nutrients. And there are secret sauces that we will add to that to sometimes speed up the recovery of a certain area, or, run to the rescue of a certain organ or issue. But in general, you can, we don't even talk about diseases basically on the call, because we're getting to the root cause of all the issues. And when you do not have proper detoxification, then like Mr. Hope said, the toxins, like your liver is really like the sheriff of your body, and your liver will decide, all right, what can I make? If you take in something that's insoluble, then the liver say, okay, I need to put it through this system to make it soluble, and then the body can use it. If it's hydrophobic, then it will add something to make it hydrophilic, so it will travel in the bloodstream. Or, there's so many different chemical processes. If it's too fatty, it's going to add bile, which is like a detergent, to break up that fat. And anything that it is overwhelmed with, it's going to just say, all right, I'm not sure what to do with you right now. We'll get to you in a minute. You get into this, you just stay in this cell. And it kind of puts the toxin in the hepatocyte, that's a liver cell, hepatocyte jail, right? And it might get back to it, or it might just stay in that hepatocyte, that liver cell, for decades. And these cells, it's almost like it takes the toxin and it coats it with a fat,
like a
so that
vacuole.
it just stays in place. And so over time, this can develop into fatty liver disease and even liver cirrhosis. So, and Mr. Hope is so wise when he tells us to detox mindfully, because I've had patients and I've had customers that sometimes the patients would come and tell me, they're taking a liver detox or a liver cleanse or something. And, they start getting, sometimes they get flashbacks from drugs that they took in the 60s, and, things that were actually tucked away in their liver fatty cells or fatty tissue around their bodies for decades. And they try to flush it out or detox it out, and the excretory system is overwhelmed, and these chemicals just bounce back up into the bloodstream. So the protocols for liver support, we're very happy to help you with, or for fatty liver disease, we're very happy to tell you how we nourish and support, hydrate, detoxify the liver. And in the show resources, we will include actually a link to a health evaluation, a health survey that you can take, that also helps us to personalize your regimen. So thank you for asking that question. I'm actually looking right now at our call list, because we've done a couple of calls on
The liver.
Non-alcoholic fatty liver disease.
And so fatty liver disease would essentially be a buildup of vacuoled or trapped toxins and pathogens that were a threat to the body, that did not get expelled, but were made dormant. That word vacuole, I remember hearing it in I think a 11th grade or 10th grade science class, and I never forgot it. The wrapping of a contaminant of some sort inside the body, so your body doesn't necessarily expel it, but it can't harm you while it's inside. Kind of similar to what my description has been about weight gain issues, and that the weight gain is the body trapping toxins that it couldn't get rid of. So the fatty cells are filled with that. So we're saying also that same concept is occurring inside the liver specifically. And if you build up enough of that, I imagine is overwhelming the liver. There's a certain capacity that it has. After all, it's only so big, right? And there was something I became aware of some years ago on that same subject about liver stones. Now, many people have heard about gallstones or kidney stones, but may not be aware from the information I was reading and experiences I had observing that these stones are actually manifested in the liver itself. And it may be this fatty substance that traps the substance that then petrifies, which is sediment, becomes more like a sediment. And that sediment is what becomes little stones. So that the liver can be filled with these stones. And of course, there's a limit to what your capacity of that. So one might say, oh, well, I have, liver can do this, that, but then you might be compromised with that and end up in a situation. So the fatty liver, I think of fat, I think of a soft substance. That soft substance may very easily become more sediment, more like a sediment, hardened.
Add dehydration to that, yeah.
And then one has an issue of an unexpected kind. Yeah. So detoxification, and then there's some liver processes one can go through. There was a medical practitioner years ago named Dr. Hulda Clark. And she put together something called the liver cleanse. It's a little formula that you put together, actually grapefruit juice, but squeezed from the grapefruit with Epsom salt and something else. You have to look up the recipe. But it given in a certain pattern will cause your liver to release the stones. And I've had some experience with a few people who tried that, where they actually got stones out of their body in their morning, instead of a morning stool, it was a morning stone release. And you have all these little stones that built up. It's like, wow, what is all that? And one will say, oh, that, one would later call those liver stones as they travel down the bile canal into the gall and then the kidney and say, oh, you got kidney stones or gallstones. But they're actually liver stones that got squeezed out as the liver became overwhelmed, right? So there's a way that you can actually dilate the pathways out of the liver so that your body can release them in a stool. And it won't be stool, it'll be literally just stones. And if you do that once or twice a year, you're going to alleviate the pressure on the liver. So one has to look up Dr. Hulda Clark, and maybe next time I'll find something on it to put her name up. Dr. Hulda Clark, the liver cleanse. And that can help with that, and you can look it up and review it.
If I can find it, I'll include it in the
resources. Yeah.
Also, we did a liver series. We started back on call number 25, actually, was our first call dedicated to the liver. So we've been talking about this a long time. That was Metabolite Monday, when we were doing different calls on different days or different topics on different days of the week. And that was on liver functions. But we did a liver series. So calls number 99 through 103. Let me find them. There we go. Liver series 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And so call number 100 was curcumin in the liver. And we talked about liver and gallbladder detox. And call number 103, we talked about curcumin and fatty liver disease. But yeah, take the survey and I'll be happy to spend some time.
Yeah, and I just happened to have found, by the way, just so I can share for the moment, people can take a little visual shot of this. The Dr. Clark liver and gallbladder cleanse. And maybe that Singletary, you can tune into it, whatever it is. But it's just a formula of household items you would put together. I think grapefruit juice, Epsom salt. I think they used olive oil in this recipe to remove the stones. I think the Epsom salt job was to dilate the pathways of the liver. The oil, I think olive oil was in the mixture that causes a slippery slope in your liver and the gallbladder pathways. And alter the colon to remove, so that you get rid of these stones. And this is what it looks like. Dr. Hulda Clark is her name, and Dr. Singletary and I will actually powwow about this later on. We can look into it, but it's a simple home recipe put together to remove stones.
And you do have to be careful though, because for a couple of things.
Yeah.
Number one, when you detox, you're taking things away from the body. The body's already nutrient deficient. So you want to be careful in how you go about your liver or gallbladder cleanse.
Yeah.
Also, how long you do it, how much you do it, what are you giving back while you do it?
Yeah.
And there are quote unquote 3-day cleanses you cannot detoxify liver in 3 days. I'm sorry, I don't care. And I don't know how long Dr. Clark's is, but for a good liver detox, you really, really have to address the diet, the hydration, and the nutritional support.
Sure.
While you are addressing the actual cleansing of the liver. And giving it certain oils that stimulates the bile, that stimulate when you take oil in, that stimulates your gallbladder. It makes it active, it makes it squeeze, and so that can push certain stones along. That can also put stones out that were perfectly fine in the gallbladder. It's like so you have to be careful what you're doing. There are herbs, in fact, almost without exception. If you look for a list of herbs that will support the liver, milk thistle is one of them. There's some you'll see maybe NAC, glutathione, superoxide dismutase. You'll see different, buzzwords, keywords, but you need all the 90 nutrients for those things to work, right? So, and you need the hydration. Like you said this in the last call, Ms. Hope, every body, every metabolic function in the body requires water.
Correct.
So we want the whole picture.
Don't leave home without it.
We definitely, I believe we can help. But we also disclaim, right? We don't make any claims. What we do is we give the body the raw materials that it needs, and then the body does the healing.
Takes care of itself. Absolutely. All righty then. That was thorough. And so that question took us into more details, and that's why I like the questions. They make us get more thorough. I probably would have brought up the Hulda Clark liver cleanse had I not gotten that question. And it's stimulated my thoughts in more areas, so we can be going to more areas. So thank you, Blessing. You've been a blessing to the call for your question and your chat. And we thank you all for coming to our Kangen Water Health and Information call. And we look forward to seeing you again this Saturday throughout the world, 6 p.m. in the UK, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, USA. Where is that? 9 p.m. over in Dubai, 6 p.m. in Nigeria, 10:30 p.m. in India. We love having you all from all over the world. See you then on Saturday. Same time, same channel. Here at Kangen Water Radio.
We love you all.
Love you all. Take care.
Oh, I'm the host today. I've got the power. Thank you all. Bye-bye.